Hello everyone. I did try to do a YouTube live, however, the quality was quite bad. Yeah, I will delete the ones I did those live. There were 3 segments and I will replace them with this one. Anyway, it's November the 23rd today, Sagittarius new moon, and as you know, Jupiter turned direct just minutes after the new moon. Very special day, very powerful day, an ignition into a very adventurous and wild few weeks and probably months. This is the final stretch, the home run. And yes, I discovered something really amazing that actually made me think of doing a broadcast, so to say, without a charge, just because it is really big what I discovered. There are 7 consequent full moons in the 17th degree of the zodiac. Nevertheless, the 17th, you probably have quite a resonance to that number. We all do, due to a certain voice, who's named after the 17th letter of the alphabet. So 7 times at 17 degrees between the 9th of October, where we had an Aries full moon in the 17th degree, and the 17th degree is starting at 1601 and goes till 1659 or naturally 5959. So 7 times the first one, the Aries full moon in October, and then each one for these 7 months will catch that same degree. The final one will be on April 6, the 17 degree Libra full moon. And all the new moons in between will be in the 2nd degree of the signs, as is today's new moon in Sagittarius. So, but let's stay with full moons for a minute. So the first one at 17 was, in the 17th, was October 9. And you remember that was already the build-up of into what we then saw really taking shape around the 23rd, starting of October, when Saturn turned direct, as I had kind of expected. It definitely worked out that way. This was a big turnaround in the right direction. The 27th of October, as a kind of a marker, Elon Musk took over Twitter. So let's stay with the full moons just for a moment. So November the 8th, which was the second of these 7, had a Uranus occultation at its core, right when the moon was exactly full. And December 8th full moon in the 17th degree of Gemini will have a Mars occultation. I find this super special, again, exactly around the time of exact full moon, bringing Sun, Earth, Moon and Uranus, and then Mars a month later into one line, creating a cosmic dimensional capacitor. It's really, that's what a capacitor is. You put layer upon layer, and then you have these currents in between getting intensified and amplified. In the same way we have to see it. And an occultation, by the way, I see it slightly different than the kind of normal way of understanding that the planet is hiding behind the moon, therefore its energy being inaccessible or blocked out. Yes, on the visible level this is true. However, the planet's energy will now have to move through the moon to reach Earth, and I think this is super important to feel what that means. It means that the energy is filtering through the moon is amplifying it and kind of transposing it down to a much more dense and biologically active level, as the moon is all about that bringing the energies from the cosmos down to Earth. It's the lens, it's Earth's satellite in that sense, and through which we are experiencing the cosmos. The moon is super important in that. So that fact that twice in a row the full moon will be supercharged by Uranus first and then Mars a month later, this in itself indicates that this is a super dynamic time we are in, and I guess there's no question to that. I mean, 2022 as such is a very special year. Even numerology shows it. The 222 and the zero always acting as a wild card, being able to take on any other value. It's kind of the circle, meaning the whole, all or nothing, also being the amplifier. So throughout the 21st century we have that 10 in the numbers. This is also one thing to take in account. There's lots of magic going on there, lots of unexpected kind of wild card events. And then the 222 naturally giving that three-dimensional, you can do the 2 by 2 by 2, which gets the number 8, a number of manifestation. In the Chinese New Year, I want to remind you, this is a water tiger we are in. The tiger is mostly resonating with the sign Aries, a fire sign of beginnings, new beginnings. Water is the element of emotions, of feeling what's going on, and definitely 2022 so far has been a very emotional roller coaster for many people. A rude awakening, and lots of raw emotions coming to the surface. Also shown by the black moon, the collective shadow point in Cancer for most of the year. So overall, this year has definitely given us the feeling that it is a very special year. And I guess it's not just a feeling, many of us now can truly see where it's going. The trajectory is pretty clear, pretty straightforward. It is a moment of enormous realization of what's going on for many people in a hard and difficult way, just to realize what they were allowing to happen in their own body, in their own families, in their own communities, seeing what a trail of disaster really this has generated. So it's a point where it feels many people are still in shock. They're not able yet to handle, to to fully digest what has been going on. So there's this catching up which is still happening for many people. That's why it's kind of still feels a little bit stagnant, but just wait another few weeks or months and yes, it will get, it just really gets started now with that Sagittarian energy. And yes, Jupiter, that is the other one I want to talk about right now, as Jupiter has turned direct at 28 degrees 47 in Pisces, the second last degree of the zodiac, and has been going backwards for the last several weeks and months, actually I should say, particularly in Pisces the last few weeks. And now it's heading the other direction again. It has found kind of the rock bottom place where there's no more going back. From now on we're going forward towards 0 degrees Aries, which will be reached by December the 20th. Just one day shy of winter solstice. At winter solstice, Jupiter will be at 007 Aries. So this in itself is super important, as the winter solstice is the hidden beginning of the new year. And then when we scroll forward to March the 21st, which is spring equinox, the other really big beginning point. The winter solstice is kind of the inception, the hidden beginning, where the seed is planted, and then by spring equinox, that is when the seed is starting to sprout and starting to grow. So at winter solstice, Jupiter entering Aries, and then at spring equinox, on that very day, the 21st of March, there's a new moon in the first degree of Aries. How about that? That Aries energy coming in really strong then. Interesting is that, this just as a little side note, the year 2023 will be a water rabbit. Again, water is the element of the Chinese year. And the rabbit is related to Pisces, so it will be overall a much more gentle energy. So we are really in this tiger energy right now, still of fighting, of being strong, and the tiger is certainly one of the top levels animals in the food chain. Everybody is afraid, or at least cautious, around the tiger. When the tiger takes his stand and puts its foot down, this is what we feel now. This is really the tail end of that energy into early February, when the next Chinese year will be initiated with the Aquarius new moon. So this is really the story I wanted to share with you. I was extremely excited about that 7 times full moon in the 17th degree. The 17th degree is has a very special signature too. When we go and look at what Dane Rudihar here says, he does an excellent job in analyzing the whole zodiac and segmenting it in 15 degree segments. Every 15 degree a new chapter starts in that sense. So the 17th degree is in every sign, and this is true for every sign starting with the 16th degree, we are getting into an actional phase again. The first degrees, the first 5 degrees of a sign end then between the 16th and the 20th. These two have the same frequency of actional, outward oriented, initiating new things. That's where the full moons are, and the new moons in the 2nd degree, that's as well in that actional period. Just to read you what today's new moon, what that degree says, the 2nd degree of Sagittarius: white capped waves display the power of wind over sea. The wind is activating the water, pushing it into high waves. The wind is the spirit, the voice of spirit. Pneuma, P-N-E-U-M-A, is the Greek word for spirit, which is the word of breath. Is associated with spiritual dynamism. Rudyard says here, the stirring of deep energies. This dynamism produces, it follows cosmic and superpersonal rhythms, and is a power which is irresistible, as Rudyard says, and that's what it feels. There is an enormous potential in this degree, and some wilderness, some wildness, the mobilization of unconscious energies under the pressure of superpersonal motives. And then Jupiter is not just the ruler of Sagittarius and turning direct just minutes after. There's also that trine aspect, out of sign trine, between the new moon at 137 Sagittarius and Jupiter in the final degrees of Pisces. The exact trine would be in the 2nd degree of Aries, so we're approaching that degree somewhere in January. We will be there. So, yes, maybe I want to say one more time, this is a truly exceptional time to be alive. And we're reaching the culmination here in this epic struggle for Earth's liberation. It won't be over so fast, but we're definitely heading in the right direction. I guess there's no question on that anymore. Cliff High in his latest newsletter says we are winning. That's what it feels on all levels. So be strong, hang in there, even though it's still an uphill battle in many ways. But it will get more clear and we will gain more backing by the day. It is happening. And December the 8th is the next really big event. Your eyes might want to go south towards Brazil. That's where I see the next big breakthrough. More on that in one of my next videos. It's truly amazing how the synchronicities work there. Sometimes it really feels like this has been designed long ago and is now just playing out. That's what it looks like in astrology. Well, again, I'm super excited. This is a critical and super important point in history we're at, and we will remember these days, months, and years for the rest of our lives. This is very, very special times. Enjoy it while it lasts. Thank you for listening, and talk to you soon. And if you're one of my Patreon supporters, thank you so much, and all the others. If you wish to give me some support, that's the way to do it. The link is below the video. Thank you. Love you all. Okay. Bye-bye. Okay. Good night. Bye-bye.